Here's an example of cast on stitch. It makes this nice curving shape. Here's something where I've gone around the edge with a lot of cast on stitches. You can also use it for a gentler curve. And because there are so many different ways to do it, I just wanted to make this second video. You can also look at my sister's video. She's right-handed and casts on with her left hand. I'm left-handed and cast on with my right hand. Don't ask me why. Watch both videos and decide which way you want to do it. It's not really important to do it exactly the way either one of us does it, because what's important is to pay attention to how the thread is looping, not so much what you're doing with your hands, as long as you're using your hands and fingers to get the thread going the right way. So the first thing to do is, I just drawn a circle. You don't have to be doing it in a circle. The first thing to do, though, is to take a back stitch. And this is going to you're going to make your little curved shape, more or less of them, depending on how full you want your curve to be. They're going to go into this space. So here I want to leave my needle in because I'm going to cast stitches on here. By now the knitters are just like, yeah, I already know how to cast something on, and you can cast on your way if you're a knitter. So I'm going to be going counterclockwise around the circle because that's the way my needle is pointing. So to cast on, the way I do it is I use my thumb and my forefinger to stretch the thread out, just so I can see what I'm doing. So here's where the thread's coming up from the fabric. Now I'm going to turn it, and that's making a loop. So this is the only thing that's important, is to understand you have to make the loop. Don't make 3 loops or 5 loops or 0 loops. Now I have to drop the loop on. See how I'm dropping it onto the needle this way so that the loop is dropping on. Now a lot of people make the loop, then they put it on here, and then they've lost the loop. So it's important to turn it, keep the loop. There's the little V, the V or Y part of the loop. So you're kind of dropping it on backwards. There's one, here's another one, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to want to do at least 12. 6, 7, 8. It's usually much faster than this, but I want to make sure you see the loop. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, we'll do 15. This is going to make a little bit of a fuller one. And notice that here, if you drop these down and you let the loops loop down over one of the other ones or something, you're going to be stuck with that in your finished product. So you want to have, see how this has an even tension and there's like a little beaded side to that. Now I'm going to, maybe this is why I like to do it this way, because I can use my left hand really to stabilize this. This is important. You want to control all that work that you just did. And I'm going to begin pushing and then pulling this out, carefully watching to make sure like I don't get a knot right in here. See, I just had a knot. I had to pull it out. So now I can organize this all. And if it doesn't seem as if you've pulled all the slack out of it, just keep pulling it until you've got all the slack out. And see, with that one, even though I had like a little knot that was wanting to form as I pulled it through, I managed to get that under control so that I didn't just let the knot all gang up on me. Now I just want to sink this back underneath. So there's one that we've completed. So sometimes people get confused at this point about where do I go next? They think, oh, okay, I'm going to go here. Remember, we're going counterclockwise and we're making a back stitch. So to make a back stitch, I have to come forward, and then I'd have to go back here and make my next stitch. So I'll show you this one where I've gotten several of them on. You can see I'm progressing all the way around. Now, because I wanted this to have a nice, regular, even look, I've made marks. A lot of the times I don't make marks because I just wanted to come out to fill the area that I'm working with. But with this, I was making something really symmetrical, but I wanted it to line up with the rest of the design. So you can see here's where I do my next back stitch. Then I would just keep going all the way around. When I finish this one, I'll start at the next one. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So now we're going to do that thing again where we just want to control this. Check to make sure I don't have some kind of a weird thing happen on the thread tail. And so as I'm pulling this through, I'm keeping an eye on this. It just really tends to want to twist up on you. So here's where I'm pulling up. See how there's a little slack right here? You've got to be bold here and keep pulling, and I'm just kind of pinching it down with my fingers, and keep going until you have pulled out every bit of that slack. And see, now that looks just like all the others, and I can sink this down. So this leaves a little bead on the outside, just as it does. See, that makes like a nice, kind of almost a lacy beaded look. So now I'm going to come up here. I promise I'm not going to make you watch me finish this entire thing. This is going to be my next back stitch, and I can begin casting on again. Try it this way, try it my sister's way, and then if you see another way that you like to do it, that's fine. Just make sure you get that loop so that you can drop that loop on and you'll be fine.